happened out of our very small sample size. The current biggest theories I've seen around are that they might show the past, or if we're going with time loop theory, the future. Or maybe they show how people perceive whatever you're looking at. Like, most people see Susie as just a bully still, most people ignore Chris entirely, and most people would assume the computer lab still looks like the computer lab. But the most straightforward theory is that they just show you what this world would look like without Chris. Chris is invisible, Susie didn't get her epic Chapter 1 character development, and, well, that would kind of have to rely on Chris being the knight, because then if Chris didn't exist, the Dark Worlds wouldn't exist either, except for Castletown that we already kind of assume wasn't created by the knight and has just always been there, I guess. That's kind of weird in its own right, but either way, we can assume shadow crystals are probably connected to Gaster in some way. Or can we? When you bring Sham the second shadow crystal, they mention that Spamton may have found it in the old machine, and that it might have been there because the machine was important to a certain lightner. And that's it? Wait, does that mean that all of Spamton's similarities to Jevil, being abandoned, meeting Gaster, having knowledge he shouldn't have, that has nothing to do with the shadow crystals? He just found it in the machine by pure happenstance? I might be misinterpreting that, to be honest, but either way, I eagerly await more info from our lovely Sham. The Eggman is also quite the important fellow. We don't know who he is, but the most common theory is that the Eggman is Gaster. He's found in rare secret rooms that appear in between normal rooms, just like the Mystery Man in Undertale, who we're decently sure is Gaster. Plus, he's referred to as just a man, and he is a mystery, which would certainly qualify him to be a mystery man. However, there's a semi-recent development that shakes things up. For Valentine's Day, there were a lot of cards given out from various Undertale and Deltarune characters, one of which was Gaster. At least that's what people thought. However, this video from Spooky Dude basically pointed out that from the tone of the letter and the pattern of saying one thing and then immediately saying the opposite, this letter is probably from the Eggman, but not from Gaster. In fact, it feels like such a clear divide between the Eggman and Gaster that it almost makes me think that Undertale's Mystery Man is the Egg guy, but isn't Gaster.